everybody, and welcome back to Redline Magazine. And today we are testing the Ford Fiesta ST. Right, before we get started with this review, if you would like to read the latest copy of Redline Magazine, we have both print and digital copies available for you at our website. What I do is I'll pin a link to the website at the top of the comments section below. So yeah, go over there and have a look at your leisure. So, the Ford Fiesta ST. We all know how great these cars are, and I'm not going to be the person to tell you otherwise because, well, it just wouldn't be true, would it? However, I've been driving around in this for a week now, and it got me questioning, is it the same performance car bargain that the Mark 7 was? Because, bit of a disclaimer here, I actually went out and bought a Mark 7 with my own money when they were new. I spent 18 very happy months with it. I really enjoyed the car. And for me, I just thought it was a great value for money performance hot hatch. And this Mark 8, it's a great car, but it's starting to get a bit expensive, the Fiesta ST. A Mark 7 started from 16,995, and the ST2 spec car that I had was about 19 grand with a few options thrown in as well. And last night I went onto the Ford configurator, and this ST2 spec car that we're in today starts from £20,700, and actually the one that we're actually driving has some options on it, and it's about 22.5 grand. So it's not exactly the value for money that the old car was. So I think for this review today I'm going to judge the Mark 8 Fiesta ST on three things. The first one is, how much joy does it bring me? Am I having fun? Do I like it like I did the old car? The second thing is it still that performance car bargain relative to the marketplace today? And thirdly, overall, is it just worth the cash that you pay for it? But before we do any of that, let's have a little recap, shall we?
Gone is the old turbocharged 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine from the Mark 7, and in its place is an all-new 1.5 litre 3-cylinder motor. The engine's more powerful and benefits from improved economy over the one it replaces. Outputs now sit at 197 brake horsepower and 214 foot-pounds, which are the same numbers as the old car on its 20-second overboost. Power is still sent to the front wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox. 0 to 62 miles an hour is done in 6.5 seconds, and the little Fiesta will run on to 144 miles an hour. Fuel economy is also up, thanks to the engine's ability to deactivate a cylinder while cruising, and as a result, we tested the Fiesta ST at an impressive 46 miles to the gallon. New to the Fiesta ST are multiple driving modes which include normal, sport and track, the latter of which slackens off the ESP, and the fast forward now comes with an optional performance pack which adds a Quaife limited slip differential and launch control, although our test car didn't come with the performance pack, which I'll get onto a little later. Either way, on paper, it's a delicious little recipe with some added refinement to help with day-to-day usability.
Right, let's cut the crap. Nobody's going to buy a Fiesta ST because of, I don't know, the boot space, or the fact that you can get your family and friends in it, or that it might be a half-sensible daily driver. No, people are going to buy one of these because they want some good, old-fashioned fun. And that's what Ford offer. It's really basic. You've got a small but powerful engine which sends the power to the front wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox and 3 pedals from which to operate it. Look, you even get a manual handbrake. I can't remember the last time I actually saw a manual handbrake in a car, and I hate those electric ones, they're rubbish. So your hard-earned has been spent on things like the engine, the chassis, the suspension, the steering, the brakes, all of those things which make for a good quality driving experience. I think you get the idea. It's a small, fun driver's car. So this little 1.5 litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost engine, it's a little peach actually. I remember when Ford first announced that the ST would be going from 4 cylinders down to 3, and people lost their minds over it, didn't they? But no, the news is good. It's small, it's powerful, it's punchy. Feels like a quick car, this Fiesta ST. 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds, and it really shifts. And there's so much torque available as well. In any gear, even in 6th gear, it's always eager, it's always pulling really, and just trying to send you down the road at a reasonable rate. So I also happen to think as well, it sounds a lot more characterful than the old 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine. I don't know, it sounds a bit like a cut price BMW M2 competition, and you know what, it's got half the displacement, half the amount of cylinders, so yeah, and you kind of get that sense when you're driving the car. Yeah, it's got plenty of character, great little engine really. One of my favourite things about this car is the steering. It's just lovely. It's a quick rack, it's only 2 turns lock to lock, and yeah, it's just super responsive to your input, so generally wherever you point the steering wheel, the car tends to go. And unless my hands deceive me, that might actually be genuine feedback of the road surface beneath my fingertips. Not something that you necessarily get in new cars anymore, but no, Ford have done really well with this steering. It's weighted really nicely as well, just about spot on I think. And what about this gearbox? Well, it's slick, it's super slick, and the placement of the 3 pedals as well is just lovely. You can hear them turning this thing all day long. Yeah, no, it feels I'm having a bit too much fun over here. Brilliant. And something else I like about this as well is that you can flat shift. So as you approach the rev limiter, you can slot a new gear home without having to lift out of the throttle. My old Mark 7 used to do that, and that was one of my favourite things about that car. Whether it gets you any genuine performance gain, I don't know, but no, it's a really fun thing to have. Another thing which I love about this Fiesta ST is that it's just super chuckable. You can really just pile a load of speed into corners and it would just go round. There's so much adjustability on the throttle, even without the Quaife limited slip differential. Just so much adjustment. You go around the corner, you pin the throttle nice and early, and it drags you round. It's really lovely. And the other thing as well, the suspension. So the ride is a bit firm, but the best way to combat that is to just carry momentum everywhere you go, because once you get the car up to speed, the damping really comes into its own and it glides over some of those larger bumps and undulations. The only problem with that is that if you're a driver who isn't really very good at showing any self-restraint, it's going to turn you into, well, a bit of a hooligan really. But no, in terms of fun factor, this thing is right on the money. Again, great chassis, super chuckable. The rear end's nice and playful as well. Yeah, it's fantastic. And what about this driving position? Well, it's spot on. First of all, these Recaro seats, they really hug you in all the right places. And I know you can say that about a lot of bucket seats, but no, these just feel like they're moulded perfectly to my body. They're fantastic. Next of all as well, the driving position's super low and there's loads and loads of adjustment. For me, this is my top 3 driving positions of any car that I've been in this year. Top of the list is the McLaren 720S. After that, BMW M2 competition, and then comes this thing. It's just a wonderful place to operate the car from. You're low down with the centre of gravity. You can feel everything that's happening around you. No, I think it's fantastic.
The seats aren't the only cabin item to benefit from the ST treatment. You get a thick, flat-bottom steering wheel with blue stitching, a part alloy, part leather gear knob, and some faux carbon fibre. The rest of the interior is standard Fiesta, which is no bad thing as it's considerably better than that of the old cars. You get an 8-inch touchscreen display with Sync 3 and Apple CarPlay, and you can upgrade to a 10-speaker B&O Play audio system. The rest of the cabin's well made with decent materials, and general refinement and comfort is miles better than that of the old Mark 7. Overall, the Mark 8 Fiesta ST is a better daily driver, thanks to its improved cabin, reduced MVH levels, and smoother ride. This, ladies and gents, is how you take a great hot hatch recipe and make it better.
So let's wrap this up and return to the 3 main points that I asked at the beginning of the video. Does it bring me joy? Yes, that is a resounding yes. I think the smile plastered across my face is a big enough giveaway, and I don't know how many times I've used the word fantastic, lovely, cracking in this video, but it's definitely been a lot. So yes, it does bring me joy. The second point, is it the performance car bargain that the old Mark 7 was? No, I don't think it is, not anymore. Mainly because of the price difference I mentioned, but I do find it outrageous that you can now spec a Fiesta ST up to 25 grand. It's a lot of money, but then again, everything in this day and age is a lot of money nowadays, isn't it? And that's not to say that you can't pick up a great spec Fiesta ST for a more reasonable amount of money. You can. I'm just saying, if you wanted to go crazy with the options, you know, the opportunity is there for you to do that now. And I suppose finally, is it worth the money? Well, it's absolutely yes. It's a resounding yes. I would say that this is better than the old car in most areas. So yeah, in terms of a step on, in terms of improvement, Ford have done it, and they've managed to retain that playfulness and all the great things that the Mark 7 Fiesta ST was renowned for. So my recommendation is you should definitely go out and buy one of these. My top tip would be though, just forget about the fripperies, forget about everything that you don't need. Just go out, get yourself an ST2 spec car, spec the performance pack so that you get that Quaker limited slip differential, and just go out and have fun and try and make it as much about bang for your buck as you can possibly make it nowadays. So yeah, Ford Fiesta ST, love it, better than it ever has been. Good job, Ford.